Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 3, Episode 245. And we're off here, starting our day. A little bit later than usual, but the path that I'm taking today makes that okay, because if I leave too early, by the time I get to my Blackjack casino, tables would not be open yet. So I was able to get an extra half hour of sleep today, and we're on our way to our first casino right now. A little chilly outside, 39 degrees, and I don't know how the day's going to be. It looks like it's going to be mostly cloudy day outside. The roads are dry. Traffic's a little bit heavier than usual, but I should still be okay. And we'll see how it goes today. So I'm cautiously optimistic as usual, and we'll see what happens. Yesterday felt like it was about 8 hours of driving and 2.5 hours of play. So definitely did not get my value out of all the driving, but today should be a little bit better. Today's going to be a lot of driving as well, but most of my driving is going to be from small casino to small casino, versus yesterday, where I had all bigger size casinos. So the take from each casino will be a little bit less as far as EV than yesterday, but hopefully we do well, because can't really make a lot less than yesterday. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's really it right now. I'm on my way, and I'll let you know how it goes at the first casino. Alright, guys, I am back. Just left the first casino. Nice brisk air outside, 43 degrees outside. There's a certain temperature where the sun is shining and it's cool, but it's just really nice. It feels good. The sun is on you. Nice brisk air is on you. And there's a cop over here checking speeds. And it looks like a disabled vehicle. His door is in the doorway. Is in the roadway. I mean, get out of here. Let me get this map up and mark this on here, because you son bitch come into my area and mess with my people. Start and report speed trap, you son bitch. Alright. I don't like that stuff, man. You're on a narrow roadway, and your door is in the roadway, so you can have a speed trap. There used to be a motorcycle cop over here. Anyway, I don't know how I got from the weather to police, shaking my fist at the sky and stuff. Anyway, I do need to get some gas eventually too. I'm down to my last 40 miles, so start looking here pretty soon once I get on the main road. So I walk in, and the first two machines are marked. I could tell someone was just there, so I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to expect much here, but let's go through the motions. And I found a play at about $2 a spin, and that didn't go well at all. It cost me about $60 to win $15. So then moved on, and then found another one that I normally don't play, but most people do. It was at $7.50 a spin, and I thought about it for a second, and I decided to go for it, and it started really horribly, and I was in it for about 300 before it hit. I ended up leaving that machine ahead about $100, and then found as I was playing that one, my friend AirPods came over, and he used to be like my nemesis, right? Because he would never like talk to you. He would just like stare at you. And I think that's just like his defense, because he doesn't know who you are. And eventually he got to know me, and we became friends, and I actually know his first name. He's got my phone number, and I've got his number. So anyway, we talked for a little while, and he had moved on to something else and was doing this more part-time, even though he was doing this for like 20 years. And he told me today that he's going back to the way it was before, because he doesn't miss the work, but he misses the money. So he's going back to being around more often, which means less money for me, but I'm only in this casino probably twice a week, and just for a few minutes normally. So anyway, as I was talking to him, I found another play, and he doesn't play that machine at all. So a lot of the more seasoned people, they've seen it all, and they're not going to play machines that are okay. They want sure things, and they can sit back and wait for the money because they know they're going to make 100 or more a year just by playing the safe bets, especially if they're in a big city. So I ended up playing that and hit that one real quick for about $40 or $50, and that's all I found. There was nothing else, and I ended up leaving ahead $164. As I was leaving, it was a perfect opportunity. There was a security guard, former host, standing there, and also one of the compliance ladies, which I don't really get a chance to talk to her. I saw her earlier, and I said hi to her, but then, she doesn't know me that well. She just sees me around, so I've never had a chance to really talk to her and get to know her. But I saw them standing together, and I said, hey, I just went to Vegas, and I kind of shared my story about some bad beats that I took out there, and you need to kind of I don't want to say set the trap, but you got to set the expectation that you're just another ploppy and you're nobody to worry about and stuff. And I think it was helpful to talk to them for a few minutes, especially her. So who knows? It might make a difference. It might not. It just seems like the right thing to do. Anyway, right now we have 36 miles range. We're going to look for some gas, and we're going to move on to our next casino, plus 164. Alright guys, I'm back. That was kind of a disaster. Played two higher variance machines, not at a very high level, at $2 and $3, and got killed on those machines. It's interesting, when I first walked into this casino, I saw an Asian guy sitting at this machine I wanted to play. And I think as soon as he noticed that I was interested in it, he didn't want to get up. So I leave. I end up coming back later, and it ends up being a loser in the long run anyway. But so I continue on, and I see this older lady sitting at the slot machine, and this machine is going to hit. I mean, it's going to take a while, but it's going to hit. She was about 400 spins away from hitting. I would say between 4 and 450. And I look, and there's an Asian lady there waiting for her. And I was in this casino for about an hour, and the old lady is slow playing this machine, talking on the phone, talking to her husband. And this Asian lady is still sitting behind her, waiting for her to get up. There's no way she's getting up. She obviously understands. Anyway, whatever. So I ended up playing not that many machines. I think really only the couple that really hurt me. Yeah, I mean, and just terrible variance. Nothing I can say about it. I ended my session down 539, and here we go again. Starting off with, it's been so long since I've had negative slot sessions. I had a good little run there as I was having negative blackjack sessions. Now it's flipping around for some reason. So hopefully things level off a little bit and get a little bit better. We're going to move on. We're going to go play some blackjack and see what happens with that. Hopefully we get that money back and a little bit more, and then see what happens from there. Right now, temperature's moving up, but slowly. It's 45 degrees outside. And I've traveled far enough that the skies are perfectly clear here. I started off, it was mostly cloudy, and now there is not a cloud in the sky. So nice sunny day, light breeze, 45 degrees, and continuing on to another casino. Alright guys, that was a quick one actually. I walk into this place, and it scared the heck out of me for a second, because I walk in, I've been worried about this place for a while. Go through security. The guy gives me this blank stare. He's looking at his screen like something's wrong. and then he never says anything. I walk through. I think I'm okay. I go look at a couple slots, and I find nothing. So I go to the blackjack area, and there are. I was waiting for a table to open, and that's why I timed my day the way that I did. I left home at a certain time, knowing this stop is going to be this long, this stop is going to be this long, and by the time I get to this place, it's going to be a certain hour, and I'll be able to play the table I want. Well, it was right after that time, and they were still setting up the table. So all they had was one 6-deck and one okay double deck. And so I decided to go to the double deck, and I don't really like this game too much because depending on the dealer, they're going to either cut it in half or they're going to be like they're going to play just under half. And it's like, I'm already not great on the rules as it is, so I almost don't want to play it at all. So I go sit down at this table. I go to sit down at this table, and the pit boss who was here, the last time I came here and I had a big win here, he says, hold on 1 minute. Like, he puts his one finger up, his pointer finger, and he says, hold on 1 minute. And I'm like, oh, shoot. And he goes to where the phone is. He opens up the cabinet, and I'm thinking he's about to make a phone call. But what it turned out was he was cleaning the cup holders, and he was getting some cleaner, and he didn't want me to be sitting at the table when he sprayed the table. So I'm like, geez, okay, that's cool. I'm glad we're all okay here. And then, so I sit down. Before I sit down, actually, the dealer at the baccarat table talks to me for a few minutes. And, you know, I I tell all kinds of stories. They're not really lies. They're mostly stories that they're 90-something% true stories. And he's like, last time I saw you, and you can tell how long ago this guy had been since this guy had seen me. He said, last time I saw you, you were trying to get a job. Do you remember, what happened with that? And I'm like, I'm not really sure which one you're talking about, because it's the job I have now. I've had it for over a year. He's like, oh, wow, has it been that long since I saw you? I'm like, yeah, but I've seen you like 10 times since I got this job. So, but that's good, because when people ask me stuff like that and it's quiet in the pit like it was there, I tell all kinds of good stories. I talk about, he's like, how have you been, brother? I'm like, man, I've been all right. Always trying to catch up. You know how it is. You win a little, you lose a lot. And, you're just trying to survive. And he's like, man, I know what you mean. I'm like, okay. So talk to him for a second. Then I sit down at this table. I buy in for $500, and I said to the dealer, you know what I'm going to do? She's like, what? I said, I'm going to bet the minimum, and then I'm going to win the hand. I'm going to double my bet. I'm going to win. I'm going to double. I'm going to win. I'm going to win 5 hands in a row. And she's like, okay, great, let's do it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So I put out a minimum bet. Count goes up immediately. I double my bet. Next hand is a push and takes the count back down. I chickened out, that's the way I said it to her. Oh, I think I chickened out. I'm not going to do it. I end up winning, other than that push, I end up winning 4 hands in a row, and I would have lost the 5th one. So, it almost would have worked, but I would have never done it, of course. I was only saying it so in case the count goes up immediately, I have a backstory for it, because I don't want to be at this table very long. This is definitely the most watched table in this casino. So you don't want to do a 1 to 10 or a 1 to 20, 1 to 8 maybe, 1 to 5, 1 to 6. So this is not the place to be counting cards. But I got lucky, went through a couple shoes, and ended up leaving ahead 530. So plus 530, the pit boss didn't say anything, everything was good. And the person who backs people off the most was also in the pit. So not only the pit boss that was there last time when I won real big, but also the pit boss that backs people off the most, who's the sharpest of all the people here, who people have said is part of security, but they're actually a pit boss. So then I looked at a couple slots on the way out. I only found one small play. I played that through and ended up ahead $9 on that. So plus $530 on the Blackjack, and plus $9 on. You know what? I didn't even think about this. Wait a minute. What did I lose at the last place? I lost $539, didn't I? $539, and I just won $530 on the Blackjack and $9 on the slots. What has been going on here? You remember a couple days ago when I lost $2,000 and then won $1,900? That is so crazy. All right, so I guess where are we? We're back to pretty much even, plus 164 from our first stop that we made. And of course, it's 5 hours into my day, but hey, I'm not down, right? So I'm going to move on now to another casino. I've already been on my way here for a while, but this is all back roads to get to this casino, so I'm still about 12 miles away from this place. So we're going to go hit that place, make some money, and then move on to the next spot. The next spot after this place will be Blackjack as well, and we'll probably get some food there, even though it's already kind of late. And then the place after that, I also have some free food as well. So we'll see how we feel, see how things are going. And obviously, if I get hungry before that, I'm not going to go hungry, but we'll see what happens. So I'll be back. All right, let's see what happens. I'm going to talk to security. Hey, brother.
Hey, man.
Could I bother you for a second?
Hey, what's up?
Did I do anything wrong or anything? Ever since I walked in, there's this security guy who's been walking behind me. He's like freaking me out. Like, I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah, it's not as I know of.
I walked all the way that way. I walked all the way that way.
What's he look like?
Short, stocky guy. He's scaring me. Like, I mean, I don't know what the deal is.
You've done nothing wrong, because if you'd have done something wrong, our surveillance camera up there would have like told us, said, hey, this guy in a gray shirt, wearing glasses, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. See, he's right behind you looking at me right now. What's his deal? I didn't even take $1 out of my pocket yet.
Yeah, he's kind of an odd. I know you're talking about it. He's one of us. He's kind of odd. I wouldn't let him bother you. He's kind of odd.
Okay, I'm just going to leave for now. I'll come back later.
But you're not doing nothing wrong.
No, I promise you.
No, you're not.
I'm not trying to ask anyone for money you know.
And if that was the case, like I said, somebody would have said something to our effect that it would have brought to our attention, and then Sky One, which is our surveillance, would have seen it as well.
Yeah.
And they would have addressed it to us. But now, you're good.
There he is right there.
You're good.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
You ain't done nothing wrong.
I'll be back later.
Nothing as I know of.
All right. Take care.
He gets off at 3 o'clock.
Okay. All right, man.
So that will help you. He gets off at 3. What's up, Mr. Gary?
Yes.
Oh, you up here?
How'd you end up here?
I helped out Perry.
All right. Have a good day, sir. Nice talking to you.
Good seeing you, man.
You too, man.
Take
Nice
care,
to see you
buddy.
again.
Yes, sir. Take care.
That was really odd. That was really weird. I don't know what was up there. Jeez. Man, that one security guy freaked me out.
Which one, the first or second?
The short guy?
Oh, he came up.
But he followed me around the whole place.
Oh, you told the other guy?
Yeah, I'm like, is everything okay? He's like, yeah. I'm like, he's freaking me out. I'm just going to leave and come back later, because I walked around the whole... Yeah, I'm like, I didn't steal anything. I didn't ask anyone for money. I mean, you know, I'm just here to play. It's not like I'm like 20 years old and I might be doing something wrong, you know. So I'm just gonna, I don't know, he likes me. I don't know what to do. He doesn't like me either way. But anyway, have a good day, man.
Yeah, I always talk to the other guy you was talking to, but I don't know the little guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what his deal was. Alright. Let's walk away this way. I can't see my phone to turn off the recording, so I'll just keep on going here, because it's so bright outside right now. Whatever. Alright, let me just tell you what happened there. I walk in, and this place only has like, I don't know, 10 machines that you can check. And so I go start looking around. As soon as I walk in, this short, stocky guy starts walking behind me. and he's a security guy. I'm like, okay. So I veer one way, and he veers that way too. I'm like, I veer another way, and he veers that way too. And I'm like, what is going on here? And so I go to the absolute furthest reaches from where I just was, all the way to the back corner, and he's there too. I'm like, what? And he's standing there looking at me. I'm like, what is this guy's problem? I haven't even put $1 in the machine here. So I decide, hey, I'm not doing anything wrong. I haven't done anything. I've pushed like 2 buttons. The whole time I've been here, I haven't done anything else. So I decide to go to security. So they're by the front door. I go to the front door. I say, hey, you heard what I said. I think you heard it. And he says, no, if so, he would have said, whatever, short guy, tall guy, blonde hair, whatever it is. And nobody said anything, so nobody's looking for anyone. No one thinks you did anything wrong. So that was really creepy. I don't know what his deal was. I don't know if he suspected me of anything, but I haven't even done anything yet, and I've never seen you before. So, and the security guy even said, yeah, he's kind of odd. He'll be gone at 3 if you want to come back at 3 o'clock. So, wow. I didn't play anything. 0 at that place. And we're moving on to another casino. I'll be back. All right, guys. I am back. Another crazy ride. So I go into this place, look around, look at some slots, find one, play it, lose like $30, find another one, win like $60 or something like that. So I'm ahead about $29, and I decide to play some blackjack. I find a table, low limit table, good rules, 6 deck. So I'm good with that. I can play $25 if I want to. I can go all the way up to $2,500. So good table, decent rules, not the best rules, but decent rules. Stay 17. And so I start playing, buy in for 500. No, I buy in for 300, and then eventually another 200. And I played on that table. I was down from the first hand, and I played at that table for an hour and 35 minutes, which felt like the longest hour and 35 minutes I have ever played. Low bet amounts, low excitement, low enthusiasm, slow dealer. Dealer can't add. You have to tell him if you won or lost, which is not so bad, but he's halfway intelligent, but just gets nervous and just takes forever to deal. I sit down, and immediately another guy sits at the table while they're getting ready to start dealing. No mid-shoe entry. And he starts playing. He buys in, I think, for like 600 or 800, some number like that. And he has no clue how to play. He knows 21 wins. 21 is good, but he doesn't really understand the rules. He was about to split 2 4s against an 8. I'm like, ugh. And he ended up losing the hand, and he wasn't very happy. I told him not to split it, and then I said something like, that's why I don't like to give people advice. And the dealer's like, yeah, I'm the same way, just don't say anything. So anyway, he ended up losing after a couple shoes. He was gone. Then I played by myself for 3 or 4 shoes. The dealer break, and then the dealer came back, and just a slow grind. I would say 5 times I had, well, not big double downs, but ratio-wise, one of my bigger bets out. So here's the deal with this. This place, if you go like 4-1, 5-1, they're going to kick you out. So you can't do that. So you have to figure out a way around that. So if you can't do 4-1, 5-1, how can you make money? Because if you do the math, you can't make money. So what I was doing was, I was starting the shoe at $75, and if it went negative, I dropped to 50 and eventually to 25. And if it went positive, then I would stay there or eventually go up, and that worked pretty well. So it looked like I was spreading 75 to 150 when I was spreading 25 to 150. But it didn't matter anyway, because the hands were just so brutal, so awful all the time. and at my low point, I was down about 1,600, I believe. And eventually, another guy comes to the table, and I thought it was the same as the other guy. They had the same jacket, the same deer in the headlights look, but this one was even worse. At least the other one would take chances. You know, he'd win 2 or 3 hands and put a $400 hand out there. This guy was going 25 to 100, and no rhyme or reason. 25, 100, 25, 50, 100. You know, just like a ploppy is supposed to do. So, anyway, the table that we had was close to the bathroom. You have to go by our table to go to the bathroom. And everybody had to go all the time. It was so busy. Why have a bathroom in what they call the high limit, but it's only a $25 table? They have it right there, and it's so much traffic walking behind us back and forth using the restroom. But yeah, it was pretty boring. I think I would have rather played a 50-cent slot machine without an advantage than what I just went through. It's just so crazy. Anyway, I ended up getting my money back. I ended the session ahead $75 after a little over an hour and a half, and just glad to get out of there. Slots wise, I was ahead $29, and Blackjack, I was ahead $75. And one of the pit bosses back there was into his beef jerky. So all about his beef jerky is deer jerky, actually. So he's telling us where he got it from, who got it for him, and he had some in the drawer, so the brake runner was taking it, and they were telling the guy who was taking the beef jerky, hey, the guy said it's hot, be careful. And then one of the players playing the terrible, worst double deck you've ever seen, he's like, hot jerky, it's stolen jerky, over and over, every 10 minutes, hot jerky, it's stolen jerky. Man, you guys are nuts back here. So anyway, the guy comes back and from his break, and they tell him that the other guy took his beef jerky, his deer jerky, and he's like, that's okay, I got some in both of my pockets. That's disgusting. Walking around with jerky with pepper and spices and in your pocket? Are you nuts? Anyway, I guess his pockets probably looked like him. A nasty looking dirty guy with a scraggly mustache, scraggly hair. Weird. And then I go to cash out, right? And I go to cash out, and there's a guy teaching a new dealer. For one thing, they gave me a $1,000 chip, which I don't want, but I wasn't going to rock the boat at this point, and I knew worst case I could cash the $1,000 chip later if I had to. I wasn't concerned. I only had like $1,700, so $1,800. So I go to this cashier, and she's being trained by some older guy, and I push the chips out there, and I call her by her name on the name badge, which is wrong, because with some people today, I don't want to say young people because that's not what it is, it's some people today have another name, and their given name, as we would call it, is what they call their dead name. And she didn't want to be called by that, and I knew that. So I accidentally, well, not accidentally, I looked at her name badge and I called her by that name. Then later on I saw the other name badge that had a different name, which obviously is not her given name, because it's not a real word. Okay, it's not a real name. It's some ridiculous something. All right, so anyway, she's maybe a little cranky and a little nervous at the same time. So I call her by that name, and I say to the other guy, I say, so-and-so is doing a great job. You can hardly tell that she's new. So I probably shouldn't have said she. I probably should have asked. But anyway, it's hard, man. Being old is hard, and it's hard to keep up with everything. It really is, because what was okay yesterday is now a no-no, and in 20 years, the statue of you will be taken down when you were working toward people's rights, and then they'll take your statue down because you misused a word or you said something wrong. But anyway, so the other thing was, when I cashed out my voucher there was 98 cents left, and they don't give you change. So, would you like to donate that 98 cents? Not me. I'm not donating 98 cents. That's my 98 cents. So, I walk away from the machine, and then I remember the 98 cent voucher was in there. I ran back there and grabbed that. I gave that to the cashier with a nickel, and then she got her calculator out to figure out how much she owed me. 98 cents plus a nickel. You better count on your fingers and toes. Take your shoes off so you can figure that one out. That's a toughie. You got to roll it over into the hundreds. Anyway, everything was cool. I ended up getting a burger, which later on I'll talk about. Very good. And went back to the car, and that's pretty much where we're at right now. So wasted a lot of time in that place. I really thought I would be in there for 45 minutes to an hour. I was in there for a couple hours, so kind of stinks, but it's all right. So now we have the case of the hot jerky, the stolen jerky, and the security guard who was stalking me. So interesting day. I'll be back. All right, guys, continuing on here. Just stopped at this last place, and it was getting busy in there. A lot of people in there. Just found a couple opportunities, nothing too major, but I can see that it's getting out of control in here with the people staying at the casino all day, sitting behind people while they're playing, stuff like that. And it's pretty annoying, really, because I don't think it's fair. I think they shouldn't be allowed to just stay there all day long, sitting around all day long, and they do intimidate people, so I feel like the casino is losing business because of it as well. So I ended up just playing a few plays. One of them lasted a long time. It was a $3 a spin play, lasted for about 20 minutes. But really didn't glean too much money from everything. I ended up ahead $57. So I also had some free food, which I already ate, but normally I would get things like bottles of drinks and things, but they didn't have those right now. But they did have Celsius, which is like an energy drink, and I did get a 16-inch pizza, pepperoni pizza to take home, and then someone will eat that tonight as well. I did have a piece of it. It's nice. It's thin. It's crispy. It's like a cracker. It's pretty good. So can't complain about that. And right now it's been dark for about an hour. Just continuing on. By the time I get home, it'll be bedtime, but someone will still be up and want to eat this pizza. I think it's left overnight tonight anyway. So we're going to move on to the next casino, and we're actually heading toward home right now anyway, so we're moving closer to home as we go to this next spot. And then after this next stop, we will need to stop for gas again before we get home. So that's where we are right now, and I'm going to let you go, and I'll be back to update you after this next stop. Alright guys, I'm back. I'm going to miss this light. Oh boy, stop sign, and then can I make the light? Nope. Nope, you lose again, pal. Man, I go into this place, I'm all excited. I got my pizza in the car, which, can I be honest with you, I'm not liking it too much right now. The smell of the pizza in the car is just overwhelming, and it's really, when you're full, you don't want to smell food, especially me. I have this thing, I do not want to smell food when I've already eaten too much. So I moved it into the back seat. I may move it into the trunk if I still smell it. But I go in here, and it is jam-packed, busy, slammed. Everybody's in there. Their mother's in there, their cousin, their uncle, their brother, their sister, their mother. They're all in there, and they're all checking machines, and there's 5 people actually playing, and everyone else is checking, and I have to check out of there. I probably checked 20, 25 machines and found nothing. Ended up with a little bit of change left over from just looking to see what was available, and never spun one spin. There was just nothing there. So I did see some people I knew. I don't know them by name or anything, but we see each other. You say hello and you keep on driving or walking. So that's it, I guess. What did we make? We made like $250, $300 today. Not 300, I think. Not exactly a shining beacon of hope here, but that's all right. Breaking even and making money is better than losing money and making money. You know, that's things have turned around a little bit since the third quarter. Fourth quarter, much better so far, and hopefully things continue to go well. Let's go through some segments. And I don't want to start falling behind on stuff, so I don't want to start doing 50 different types of segments, but let's talk about a few things, shall we? Let's see. I should have probably thought about this before getting on here, but let's talk about things that kids say. They say bra a lot. It's BRUH, which means bro, because white kids are not white kids anymore. Everyone says bra now, and I don't want to say things that are like not nice, so I don't want to like bring up things that people say that aren't great. They say TBH a lot, and I'm sure you know that, to be honest. They say that a lot. I don't know. To me, it's like, it's not like the nice stuff that we used to say, but what are you going to do? We could talk a little bit about stuff that we used to say, actually. Let me think for a second here. Yeah. I mean, people say I'm done a lot now. They're done with everything, so whatever. They say I'm done because they're giving up on stuff. But anyway, let's talk about stuff we used to say that people don't really say anymore. If I don't get smashed by this truck as I'm merging on the highway here. All right. Well, I guess like in astronomy, we used to have a planet that we don't have anymore. That was the planet Pluto, which is no longer a planet. It was a planet, then it was a planetoid, then it was a twin planet, Pluto Charon. So what else? How about, well, some states this is still said, but not in a lot of states. You want a smoking, or do you want to sit in the smoking or non-smoking section? Or how about get off the phone, I need to get on the internet. Check the card catalog, that's a good one. Waiting by the phone, I'll be waiting by the phone. You don't have to wait by the phone, you're always by the phone now. You take it with you. And how about making your list from the Sears catalog, the wish book. It was like at Christmas time, they had a wish book, which was just a winter catalog. Yeah, stuff like that. So I don't know. Inserting the disc, passing out dittos. Remember that? Ditto's just a copy of something. Cleaning the chalkboard, rolling down your window, stuff like that. So anyway, let's talk about what did you eat today, MW. Today I had a burger with cheese. There's like 2 pieces of meat, 1 slice of cheese. Super good, super moist, not too big, nice size, good flavor, very messy. It was nice. And at that time, it was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I hadn't eaten anything, and it really hit the spot. So I would give it a jack on a scale of 2 through ace. It was very good. And then I just had a little bit of pizza, which I could not eat another bite of anything at this point. Taking home this pizza, thin crust pizza, pepperoni and cheese, and that was pretty good. I give it about an 8 on a scale of 2 through ace. Something that makes me unhappy is when they don't put the cheese and toppings all the way to the edge. When it's like 2 inches off the edge, it's like, come on, just call it a 10-inch pizza instead of a 16-inch pizza. What are you doing here? You should give me like some dipping sauce or something for all these breadsticks you just created on the outside of my pizza. So anyway, that's that. And how about, what did you tip today, MW? So at this place that I was just at, well, let's see. I played blackjack at 2 different places. First place, I was in and out in no time, and I tipped $0. And then this one, closing in at the end of my session, I did play a hand for the dealer for $5. But part of that was just trying to keep a little bit of cover. Toward the end there, the count got high. I raised my bet. I won a bunch of hands in a row, and I didn't want to make a big deal out of things. And then so when I colored up, I said, well, there you go. I made a little bit, you made a little bit, and I got out of there. So $5 is what I tipped today, and the dealer hand won. Of course it won because it was a true 7. So anyway, I guess really, I don't know what to tell you now. It's 41 degrees. It's dark outside, heading toward home. Starting to feel tired. Gotta get home and figure out what I'm going to do tomorrow. And for the holidays, I have no clue. If you don't hear from me for a few days, I'm alive but hanging out with family. I may do some kind of a story or something short, but I'm not positive yet. So not sure what I'll do tomorrow. I may have an episode, maybe not. But until next time I see you, if you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.